I also have to bring this up. I know Wayne Hennessy talked about it, but Edison and his performance, and it's not the first time this season that we've seen him really come to City's rescue when they're trying to hold on to an advantage in a match, or just hold on for a point or 3 points.
Yeah, you know what? This season so far, I know you say that. I'm kind of looking at him going, he's definitely not at the level he was last season, up until tonight's game. And I thought tonight he was superb. He's had not a lot to do all game until that second half period. And playing in a big club like Manchester City, where you dominate a game for so long, that was always the biggest challenge. When I went to Chelsea, Petr Cech would say, the biggest challenge here is not doing anything for 80 minutes, 85 minutes, and then the last 2 minutes, last 3 minutes, you call into action and make a save. That's the hardest thing to do. If you come from a club that you've always been worked, always in the game, you're in the game, but you've got to get yourself in the game, and he did that really well tonight. I mean, the two saves were phenomenal, fantastic saves. What I liked the most was how at the end there he came out and took that cross, and he came out amongst a group of players. I think it was Jordan Ayew who got in the way, and he took it and he held it. I love that. I mean, that to me looks like a keeper. Firstly, he's really confident, and secondly, the domination he's in our box. His defenders will appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. He was. I mean, the Benteke header was the save was world class. I mean, it really was, and also it's this new breed of goalkeeper, and he's right at the top of it, which is these guys can actually play. You know, they're footballers. They can play with their feet. There was a little moment where you looked at Man City and thought they're in a bit of trouble here, and they used him almost as another centre half, and he was so comfortable. And as a defender, you just think, you know, it's just incredible what these guys can do now.
Would you say the two Brazilian keepers who are leading the table with their respective teams, I know Addison's hardly played this season, only about 43 minutes, are they the two best keepers in the league?
They are. I was asked the other day to do a list of the top 5 goalkeepers so far in the Premier League this season. Edison actually didn't make my top 5 this season so far. Don't take tonight's game in consideration, up until this point. So they are definitely the two best goalkeepers in the Premier League. They just haven't been up until these first 8 games.
Yeah.
So, to answer the question, yes. Alisson needs to come back from injury. And
who was at the top of your list?
Matty Ryan.
Yeah?
I thought he's
Australian.
Yeah, of course he is. I got criticised for saying because he's Australian. I think, you know, Nick Pope, Tom Heaton, Matty Ryan.
Ramsdale?
Sorry? Ramsdale, no, he wasn't in my top 5. I had Adrian in there because I thought Adrian has done exceptionally well at Liverpool. Yes, he's made one big mistake, but I think he's done an exceptional time. Far exceeded all expectations. So I thought he was brilliant as well, and I can't remember the 5th one. Oops.
Don't you find it funny that we're living in the Premier League now where the two best keepers are Brazilian? You don't normally associate the best keepers in the world as being Brazilian.
I mean, Taffarel, Dida. Dida
also had quite a few mistakes in him.
Yeah, towards the latter stages of his career. But at the time there at Milan, particularly at the beginning, he was right up there being one of the best goalkeepers in the world. I mean, Taffarel started the ball rolling for Brazilian keepers. But you're right. They've evolved the goalkeeping position again.
Yeah.
You know, they've taken it to another level again. We had your Barthez who played out at the back a little bit more, flamboyant, shorter. Then you've got the Brazilians who now have taken it to another level. They've gone an outfield player, goalkeeper in goal, and they're actually better now as goalkeepers.
Yeah.
Going back to your list, it just popped in my head, David De Gea.
I didn't have him.
You didn't have David De Gea?
No, because I don't think he's had a good season. I think he's been pretty average this season. I don't think he's had a good season. Like Jose Mourinho said, very lucky boy to have signed a contract when he signed it.
Is he as good as we make him out to be? That he's heralded as possibly the best keeper in the world?
It hasn't been for the last 2 seasons at least.
Not for me.
There was a period of time where for 2-3 seasons at Manchester United, yes, there's a good case to put forward to say that he's one of, if not the best goalkeeper in the world. The last 2 seasons, no.
Is it his mistakes or his technique? What's it down to?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, it's his mistakes. Then you start to analyse where are the mistakes coming from. Why is he making certain mistakes? Then you take his technique in. You bring his technique into the conversation. And technically, it's like all of us. You had flaws, and I think some have bigger flaws than others. And you know, he's a goalkeeper that plays very deep on his line, makes a lot of saves with his feet and his hands. So when you're making saves with your feet, when you don't make those saves, and they're being unlucky or whatever they are, and they're flicking off his legs and going in, technically it looks really poor.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden you look like a really average goalkeeper. And I think he looked like an average goalkeeper for quite a number of months.
So you don't put him in a world-class bracket?
Not at the moment. No.
I'm with Mark. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with everything. And I think as well with him is some players, they can kind of weather a tough spell. And he's the kind of guy that I look at and think, you know, if his confidence gets chipped a little bit, it's a lot further back for him than it might be for some other players.